Body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. This shit sound like an intro jet song. Give me that tempo.
Next up on the list, so it's Dax. She cheated again. And you've never heard of Dax, right?
I've never heard of Dax. I've actually heard of Dax. I've never listened to any of his music.
So it'll be a pleasurable experience.
I'm about 2 years late from what it looks like.
So you telling me, after I took you back, when everybody told me not to, that you went and fucked the same nigga again?
Hold on. Could we do better with our females, okay? Like, all these bitches, like, clearly the mistake is you. Because if they all told you, what is up with men who always, it's like always the same narrative.
I hear you.
Trust issues. All these black guys have trust issues. Every black rapper has trust issues, it seems like.
Fuck!
Is this famous Dax? Okay.
To be honest, I didn't even want to make this. I knew the topic I would talk about was frowned upon and heavily debated. Everybody thinks I'm happy, but I'm not, and this here is my confession. How I let a girl destroy me and then push me to the point of this depression.
Wait, the classic bitch shit is falling against the wall and sliding down and putting your hands in your lap, or you're in the shower. I do it in the shower too when I listen to.
It's a classic, bro.
I know.
It's
I
a
do this in the
classic.
shower too. I'm like, when I sing my song and I play my music and it's like a slow song, I'm like, and I just like put the thing down. Just like, imagine if I had like a 8-pack and these big ass fucking deltoids. I'm just like this.
And at that point, you wish you were going through a breakup.
Oh yeah,
so
you
could
wish,
really
because you just really want to
way.
feel that shit. This is hilarious. It's just fucking Usher over here.
Yeah, I'm talking about that do or die. Yeah, I'm talking about that suicide. Got all these cars, man, but who gon' ride? Fuck my friend a couple times, told me all those fucking lies. So I wrote a song so you can find out how I felt inside. I swear to God, I almost shot myself a couple times. I should be dead, so I had to talk with God, and he told me it'd be hard. So I asked if I could stay and he could take you instead. Remember all the shit that you was telling me? How you love me and want nobody above me. Now it's funny, all the shit that you promised is just a memory. Yeah. You gave me something to believe in, then you broke me into pieces, and it's fucking with me mentally. I can't think straight. Yeah. And I can't trust no other bitch because I'm starting to see women as the enemy. I saw you texting with the dude and it was cool because you told me you and him were just friends. Then I caught you.
This video is well shot. I like where he cuts.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing.
And
I'm
it's
thinking about
simple,
my
but
own
it's
music video. Like, how the fuck am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do some shit like this. It's good.
That's official.
When the bed let it slide, took you back, and then you went and fucked this.
Talking to himself
In the mirror, you know
is
I'm gonna
dope.
do that for my next video, right? And you're gonna know where it fucking
Hey,
came from.
you gotta get it from somewhere. We all
Fucking
get it from
creative.
somewhere.
Same dumb nigga again. What the fuck, bitch? I gave my all to you. There's a kid that no one knows about, and me and you both know I am the father to. That means I am a part of you. You went and broke my heart in two, then stabbed me in the back and watched me bleed and pulled an audible. Fuck, how you think this gon' end? Cause I've been dealing with depression, social media attention. They expect me to be happy, but I'm fucking depressed.
It's clearly an Airbnb. I just want you to see. I just want to see that. I'm just looking. I'm just one of those kind of people who just look around. And
Look at the back painting. Did you see that?
I didn't see that fat Latina ass in the back painting. I did not see that.
Just in the cut.
Who would have thought?
They didn't do no dishes.
No dishes. I mean, the cupboards are probably. It looks like the empty cupboard.
Like, you know, no one's renting Dax at Airbnb after they see this video.
Oh,
You know,
definitely
got the
not.
dishes
Definitely
there.
not.
That shit look like he just
Banging
tearing
on
the
my
place up.
fucking mirrors.
Yeah.
Empty ass bathroom. There's no toothbrush in the bathroom. No nothing. Just a plug.
He's not brushing his teeth whatsoever. You don't give a fuck. Been shooting that video for like 4 days. No toilet paper. No.
Just to shoot the
fucking
video. He just
toothpaste.
ordered an Airbnb for 2 days just to shoot the video. This guy is fucking hilarious. But I love this. It sounds good so far.
I swear I'm fucking depressed. All the money in the world don't mean a thing if you can't share it with somebody that you love and that you fucking respect. Do you know how it feels to be awake, but all you want to do is go back to sleep? Because reality is suffocating, pushing on your chest, so all you want to do is go and live your life in your dreams?
That was fire.
Yeah.
I've actually felt that way before. That
Yeah.
was fire.
Do you know know how it feels when the person that you love doesn't love you back. When they say the right things, but their actions are the opposite of everything they tell you every day to relax.
Leave that bitch. Nigga, I said leave that bitch!
Bitch, I wouldn't kill for you. Yeah. Man, fuck all of this music shit, I'd pass up on a deal for you. Yeah. Other niggas try to fuck, I swear I only saw the real in you. Yeah. You cheated twice, and now I can't deal with you. Yeah. Stacks. Dear God, I ask that you give me the strength to trust again. Please help me relieve this burden from my heart. I know time heals all wounds and some just take longer than others. So I'm gonna trust you with this process. Amen.
Yeah, I love him now.
Everybody put your hands up if you can relate. We all been there. It's for you.
Listen, you guys. I need to drink through this one. Some good water.
New York City tap at its best.
Never mind.
Got mad fluoride in that shit.
Mad fluoride. Already feeling a little woozy.
That shit hit hard, especially around here in Brooklyn.
If a female has you have to put a gun to your head, you should have left her a long time ago. It is not that serious. I've never been in that position. Now, I could see if it's been like 20 years and you've dedicated your time and then, you know, you realize like a lot is going on and you were just not a part of it. But I mean, like, young Desi has to be like, what, 24? He can't be that old. He looks probably like, that's probably even older than, he's probably younger than that.
I mean, even...
Hey, Boogie's age. That's too young to be stressing over any female. Females too. Any got you going crazy like that. It's like, it's definitely not safe for you to be in that kind of relationship. And if they say listen to your friends. Listen to your friends. If your friends are saying, if more than one is saying something, then take that into consideration. You know, don't ignore that. Now, if you have one friend that, you know, because you're not spending time with them as much and shit like that, then they always have something negative to say, that's a different kind of conversation. But if it's more than one person saying, like, this person's doing this, or it's like the female, you know? When the female friend says, I seen your man at the club and he was with this chick, your friend has no reason to lie to you about stuff like that. Like, you're telling them because you're concerned because, like, bitch, you're putting a lot of time and effort into this one person who's not even taking you or the relationship seriously and disrespecting you, right? So you need to listen to that friend and not come at that friend because it's just like, oh, because the friend is single, you know what I mean? It's just like, bitch, you're single, like.
But I mean, you know how it is. It's easier said than done. That's why I always say love is blind. You be knowing what you have to do, but doing what you have to do is the hard part. You know, knowing what you have to do is the easy part. Being aware is only like a quarter of the battle. That's why there's domestic violence that happens all the time. They don't leave their boyfriends to get the shit beat out of them over and over again. They come back.
That I feel like that underlies, and this is going to sound different, but I think that underlies with childhood situations. It's not always that the dad wasn't in the picture or something like. I think that deals with underlying childhood issues when you're in that position to find the worth of someone. And because as a kid, you have to think about this. A lot of times when you're like someone who's our age, I don't know about your parents, but I know my parents. My parents were very big into like reprimanding with, you know, anything that was available, you know, belt, spoon, whatever I could find, a brush. But like you take that into your later years and you think that repercussions end up with you being beat. Because your parents would spank you, but they would still say they love you.
But I mean,
know? So take that as a child growing up into someone who finds someone who does beat them and then says that they love them. You know, I think it all depends on the kind of way you grew up and the stuff that you dealt with as trauma as a child. I
think there's more factors than that. Because me and you can grow up the same exact way with the same exact parents, get beat up the same exact way, and we'll both end up being completely different still. And we can be brought up exactly the same way. I've seen it happen.
I've seen it before. But then that's not the parents' fault. That's just the kid is bad as hell.
Yeah, so sometimes, like, you'll be surprised. I've seen some shit where it's like the parents, the kids come out exactly like their parents, or they come out the complete opposite. And
But
they'll
then
be
you also
raised
think, but
good
think
or
about this.
bad.
Also think about this. You can be raised the same way, right? Punished the same way, but you're in your house for not as long as you're not in your house. You're outside of your house longer than you are inside of your house, which means that you are in an environment of different things, right? That you can't be protected from. So when you're in home, you're supposed to be protected in your home, right?
Right.
So it's fucked up when someone is hurting you inside of your own home. But then when you're outside of home, right, when there is no protection, you make your own friends. You find out what you're interested in, find out the things that you like. So depending on who you you get closer to will also depend on, because I remember, like, my nephew, I didn't smoke cigarettes, right? And I didn't hang out with anybody who smoked cigarettes. But my nephew, he's like about a year and a half younger than me, right? He hung out with people who smoked cigarettes and did bad shit all the time, right? So he was always in trouble, you know? But we got punished, and how we got taken care of us was the same way, you know? But also when you're outside that house, you start to find yourself.
Right.
That's where I think that would underlie. Like, you start to find someone, because the person that you're with doesn't mean that they might be going through real shit in their life and you're not, you know? And they're taking the anger out on you. Well, it's just multiple factors.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's a lot of factors.
anybody who's in those kind of relationships, it's just not a healthy relationship. It's not safe. It's not safe mentally. It's not safe physically. It fucks up your looks. It fucks up gives you bad skin.
I mean, luckily he has music, so he has something therapeutic to release that.
Yeah, but hopefully it's just music, though, because, you know, Juice WRLD, you know, a lot of artists, it's not only music. Like, music is great therapy.
Yo, I don't even want to get into that. That's the theme of this generation's music. Just mad depressed, yo. Mad fucking depressed. Like, I don't fucking get it. Yeah, like,
Me neither.
I
Like,
can't feed
smile,
into that shit.
bitch.
I'm good.
Like, I don't get it. Like, smile, you know? I don't get it. All this money and you're still depressed. And that's so confusing to me. Because it seems like you're happier before you get to that point.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, hell yeah.
You know? It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of scary.
What do you want to score it?
I definitely a 8.5.
I actually like that score. I like that score a lot. I want to give it like a 8.2. But I wouldn't, like, I like the 8.5 also.
I give it an 8.5. I understood the content. It still wasn't deep. Like, I like bars and metaphors, and I like to be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I just got that. He didn't give that to me. A lot of artists these days don't give it to me. Don Q gives it to me.
But I think it depends on the song. Like, you know how some rappers are not trying to be bar, they're just trying to tell a story.
Well,
And then some people just
bag.
go in. Like, I like Corey Guns for bars. Like, I like
Corey Guns.
Funk Flex for bars. Like,
Funk
you go on
Flex.
Funk Flex. Yeah, you go to Funk Flex on his freestyle.
Oh, you talking about freestyle? I thought you
Yeah,
meant
yeah,
Funk
yeah.
Flex is rapping. I was like, what the fuck?
I was about to say, yeah, okay.
Funk Flex? He's spitting? I know he talks shit, but I didn't know he was spitting that kind of stuff. But yeah, so
Yeah,
definitely.
I like 8.2. I like 8.5 too.